Okay, so I know the pronunciation gods are not going to smile on me today. I just know it. Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sam Scott-Thorne and I am a vocal coach based in Glasgow. Now, if you'd like to meet and explore your voice a little more, you can find me on sstvocals.com. You can also find me on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and Patreon, and I'll put the handles down below and over there. Over there. I genuinely have no idea what was going on there, but. So if you'd like to consider becoming a patron, you have access to things like early release of reactions, you can fast track reactions, become a reaction, there's special rules on my Discord server, and you have access to patron exclusive content such as my Vocal Anatomy 101 series where you learn how to use your voice more efficiently. So consider becoming a patron and help shape my channel. Okay, I've had this request quite a few times. It is a Norwegian lady, and I think her name is, and bear with me because I'm going to get this wrong, Eivør Pálsdóttir, something in that ballpark. And I believe the song is called Tròdlabùndin. Tròllabùndin in brackets. So I know nothing about what I'm about to listen to, so let's just go and have a listen and see what we think. Eivør? I don't know. If I hit one of them correctly, let me know. Oh, her voice is so haunting. Very, very captivating. Whoever's doing the sound on this as well, A grade. The level of that reverb and that echo is just absolutely beautiful. It's mixing with the ambient sound around it. It sounds so crisp and so clean. So I think this has been done in post, but I mean, I could be wrong. I'm not a sound engineer, but it's just where my thinking goes. Onto her voice though, like it's giving me this like feeling of like fairy kind of magical kind of sound. The way that she like nips into these little sounds and rolls her tone around them. It's so beautiful. And then just little like tilts at the ends of phrases to give a little bit of vibrato in there. Just amazing. And I've only heard like 10 seconds of it. I like how she lets go at the ends of her phrases and lets this Asper energy take over. Asper is where more air comes through the folds than normal, so you get a breathy, airy sound. Ah. But what she's doing is she's starting off on quite a set, kind of thicker kind of sound, almost twangy, and then she's dropping into that aspirate tone. So it kind of sounds like the voice is being like let go into the atmosphere, if that makes sense. Kind of like taking a sigh after a long day. Ah, it's got that kind of energy to it. Absolutely beautiful. That was really interesting because that was very, very similar to the way that someone would do a yodel. It's like thick fold to stiff fold, where your vocal folds rock up at the point of the arytenoids and hold your vocal folds stiff so that you get that ah kind of sound. Ah, that would be thick into stiff. She's almost doing it back to front. So you get that kind of yodely kind of sound, and it is an absolutely beautiful thing to use in song. Just gorgeous. She is super talented. She is letting... Oh, God, she's doing so much. I don't want to stop too much, but just humour me. She is letting her voice slide up her scale, and she's getting very thin and at the point of the vocal folds, where she's working on a 1-mass model instead of a 2-mass model. You can look at my Instagram to see thick and thin folds in animation form, but for speed, we'll just keep going. And then she's kind of cutting the tone off and then giving it a heavier push than it was at before. You get that real kind of like pop of sound. It's just so effective. And then she's letting that voice fall down almost into a lower larynx position, so you get that heavy, dark, velvety sound. I am in awe. I really am, though. Right. Why did no one warn me about this woman? Wow, okay. So now she's doing something akin to a kind of a throat singing. That is where you kind of relax the muscles in your larynx and the folds and everything, and you just blast air through. Think if you were a teenager and you were told to tidy your room, that kind of sound. Mom. But what she's doing is she's taking sharp in-breaths. I'm going to sound stupid because I don't know how to do this as well as she does. But that's essentially the system that she's going for here. It gives this big blast out, sharp breath in, and you can feel that movement. It's just such a brilliant, brilliant sound to make. Wow. That was much more twangy than we've heard before. That gives that push and that kind of piercing quality to that sound. Now, when we employ oral twang, what's happening is our epiglottis is coming over the top of our false vocal folds and our true vocal folds, and it makes like a little chamber just above them, and it kind of compresses the air inside, for want of a better term. So you get super condensed airflow, and it kind of points the sound. It makes a sound at between 2 and 4 kilohertz, which is the resonant frequency of the ear canal. So even though you're not putting more effort into it, it sounds louder. It's what opera singers use to cut over orchestras. It makes a frequency that is piercing to the human ear. So for her to employ that into this type of singing is just fantastic. There's lots of little glottal stops. It kind of sounds like a machine gun, like that is like tiny little movements of your vocal folds coming together and opening to make that start stop sound. She is fantastic. Listen there how she's making those in-breaths change dynamically, and she's doing that with her mouth. She's going like f and sucking stuff up, so she's making kind of S sounds. And then everything on the out-breath is that relaxed laryngeal kind of shake and tremor. It's so, so good. In fact, there is a little bit of a dynamic shift on the out-breath. She's going, yeah. So she's using her mouth shape in order to make vowels out of that as well. Yeah. Very, very, very good. There are points here where the echo has been added to the point where it's like an actual rolling echo. So I think there has been stuff done in post to kind of make that sound even like more echoey. But now we've had a drummer join, which has just gone to show she has kept everyone captivated with just herself and like a little handheld drum. That is completely insane. Masterful. To go back to this throat singing she was doing, I noticed that her shoulders were like jutted forward here. And I think that's to encourage shallow breathing, so only the top lobes of her lungs would be filling up kind of decently in this kind of scenario. Usually we would get people to put their shoulders back and have their diaphragm be allowed to drop completely and fill the lower lobes of the lungs. But to keep that shallow breath, I suppose it works because everything's happening so fast that you really only need this tiny little kind of chamber of air that's going in and out super, super fast. I'm going to be thinking about this for days. Days. Oh my word. Oh my days. Oh my giddy aunt. Mind blown. What else do you want me to say? That was wild. I love when people suggest stuff like this because it's so steeped in that individual country's culture that I just feel like I'm being invited into a whole new world that I was not a part of before. So please keep them coming. That was just amazing. So I hope you liked that reaction. If you did, please give a like and a thumbs up down below. And if you want to see more from me, hit subscribe, ring the bell, and anytime I have new content, you will be the first to know. So I guess all that's left for me to say is thank you so much for joining me, and I have no idea how I'm going to buy this one. Oh. So I guess all that's left for me to say is thank you so much for joining me, and goodbye. It's gonna take a little bit more practice than watching a video and trying to copy it. Anyway, bye.